Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Expose podcast. I'm your host, Brian Muok. We are here at the Expose offices at the backyard in Karen. And today I'll be talking to a good friend of mine. His name is Jafred. He'll formally introduce himself and then we can kick on with the conversation. So,
Yeah, I'm Jafred Chikwanyi, or you can refer to me as Jafredo.
Jafredo.
Visual Tech at Expose.
Yes, sir. Jafredo, niambie bana, umetoka wapi? Mimi nataka kujua away from your work.
Mimi ni kijana Mluya, kijana huko Shago manze. Nimelelewa Shags.
Uluya ni wapi?
Hapo tu western side za Malava hapo hivyo.
Nice. Natambua Malava mazi. Mimi nilikuwa kijana wa St. Peter's Mumias boys.
Ala, umesomea huko?
Bana.
Mimi ni huko lakini shule nilisoma Ukambani manze. Wazazi
bana, cross
walileta
country
ngori manze. Akasema iwezi. Nende hii side nyingine.
Nova. So umesema you are a
visual tech at Expose, yeah.
So how would get aje into the world of visual technology, kuhandle screens? Ulifikaje kwa your path?
Normally funny thing is nikiingia kwa industry events, I was mostly nilikuwa intrigued kufanya audio. So nilianza na audio, mostly nilikuwa na learn about audio. But sasa I was a freelance at that time, so nikakuja nikaona at that time audio iko na job mob. So I had to switch. Kabidi sasa nianze ku learn more about screens. Nikaanza yani tu YouTube hapa pale and then learning from the experts when you already walikuwa wanafanya hiyo stuff. So I used to ask them question hapa pale. Then hivyo tu pole nikajipata niko in the visual world.
Kutoka Wanzi imekuwa how many years? Like just both, hata ukiongelea audio na visual.
Kutoka ni
years. Nataka kuuliza, what's the best part about being in this industry and doing what you do?
The best part ni I work as long unaweza ifanya but you also enjoying it. Because kama ni gig utaifanya same time unaweza kuna work but same time una enjoy. Una enjoy it's enjoyable. Sijui kama unaweza relate. As in una work but same time you're being entertained
Exactly, because it's mostly in the concert areas, ama wasanii tu, movies, plays, everything. It's just being in the arts world. Kama hauko entertain basi I don't know, mtu anataka asaidia.
Mtu hapo sasa huko na kasoro mahali.
Lakini every coin has two sides. So what's the worst part of being in this industry?
The worst part bana the worst part sasa tuseme as in ukiona concert bro, sasa you have just to be prepared mentally kulala nje. Doing the setup all overnight and you have at the same time unafaa uko hapo at the morning. So mnatoka tuseme mmeanza setup from 7 a.m. until 3 a.m. the next day. That's when you're leaving site and you're supposed to be there at 7 or but tunarun to show man.
Wachapata kama energy drink ama unaikanga tu glucose kwa maji.
Energy drink unajua pia hali saa zingine kwa si hali. Lakini tunajaribu tu, kuna chapo dondo
ugali mlima
manze na madhe pale kujazia. So chocha zisaidia sasa
muhimu manze. So let's say umepata brief ya event. Do you decide the size of the screens wenyewe ama client anapatia na specifications zake ama mnaingia site mnaangalia, then how do you go about that?
Normally kipewa brief ya screen, kitu ya kwanza cause clients mostly si work na budget yake. So saa zingine anaweza wapatia brief ya screen na hiyo screen ukiangalia ni 4x3 of which unajua tu after mmenda huko you have done the setup. Sasa when it's time to display the content ataanza kutaka content yake iko 16x4 whereas the screen is 4x3. So hapo that's when you talk to the client, unamwambia now this size of the screen is 4x3. So are you okay when we'll be displaying your content, it will be 4:3, not 16:9.
Yeah.
So you have to agree on that. Some clients will say I'm okay with that, others will say no. What do you prefer? So akisha kwambia what do you prefer, ndo unamwambia so now this size, unaanza kumwambia now the right size of the screen yenye itafit 16:9. Anakwambia if that's okay, you know, when ndo unajua maneno and you agree with that, let's work with that. But others client akishasema ni hiyo, watu mwambie ni 4:3, yako tu sawa, bora screen imewaka, ajali. Na kuna wale client mwenye anajua 4:3 na 16:9. So it's ina depend na client.
Have you ever sent back a client to resize their material,
their content? Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
And have clients on the inverse, have clients told you to add screens na ikuwe 16:9?
Yes. Unamwambia saa zingine if it's possible, because normally akitaka screen ya dio, you tell him to talk to the office. So akiongea na ofisi, if they don't agree with that, kama if he or she doesn't add up with the payment, then we'll just have to work with that 4:3. But if the office, the both parties agree, then of course screens will be added.
It definitely comes with a financial implication.
Yes.
So during your work, like for here in Expose, what type of screens do you use? Is there zinakuwa na brands kama venye a layman si mimi naweza kujua kuna Samsung, kuna LG, kuna sijui nini. So
at Expose we have Absen, we have Premteco, and we have C9.
Okay.
Yes, and P5.
Okay. And do you decide which job goes with what brand? Do they have specific specs for you to decide, no, you tutatumia for this job?
If it's an outdoor screen, yes, we decide, because now if it's an outdoor screen, we have to use the outdoor screens.
Yeah.
So that will have to work with the C9, because the P2 normally doesn't fit well in the outside.
Okay.
Just because of the brightness and just in case of rain. But if you work with the C9 outside, it fits perfectly well.
Okay. And are they waterproof? I'd like to ask.
Yeah, C9 are waterproof. Hata kukinyesha aje bana, kwanza ndo zinakuwa safi.
Zinapanguzia vumbi. And do they require any software to run?
Yes, they require.
Which software is that?
Because now if you are doing a concert, mostly we have VDMX or Resolum.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. So I know these screens are delicate. They're delicate, and they can also be dangerous for you while handling them. So how do you maneuver? How do you maneuver the safety of the screens and your own personal safety while you're handling these screens on the field?
First of all, you have to be safety geared first. You have gloves, the overall, the safety boots, helmet. So when you're handling these screens, because they are very delicate, so you have to handle them like an egg,
Yeah.
Because easy screens they are so delicate. Unaona venye ukiangusha mayai ni hivyo.
Yeah.
So hizi ziko so delicate. So normally when you are setting up, we prefer kama inatoka kwa flight case, inatoka hapo direct kienda kusetiwa. Hakuna ati kubeba screens mbili, you have to carry one.
Okay.
For the safety of it, ndo sasa just in case of anything, things happen, usipate umeanguka nayo, and then your panel ni hivyo imeharibika, the pixels are gone. Now once pixels ikiharibika, the content won't be as clear as much as the client wants.
Hata panel moja ikiharibika inaharibu the whole look and feel of the whole thing.
Yes, inaharibu. Yani it's so uncomfortable, yani.
Yeah.
Screen inaza hiyo panel moja, it really affects the whole block.
And how big is one panel?
0.5 by 0.5.
Okay. Okay. So one person can just carry it by himself.
Yeah, one person. Kimoja anabeba tu.
Okay. And then now when you're on the ground, there are videographers over there, there are sound engineers. So how do you work to integrate everything? Because now the visuals and the audio have to go together. So how do you maneuver that?
The videography.
Yeah. and
Normally,
the sound. Yeah.
and this, let me start with the videography.
Yeah.
Normally, tukifika kwa ground tuna discuss, utanipea video yako whether with the SDI or HDMI, then the one that's available for him, because our mixer it can pick up with either SDI or HDMI.
Okay.
So akiniambia ni HDMI, then we'll just feed his HDMI to the mixer. Then we test it, and then if it works, if the HDMI is wrong, then we have to change it to the SDI. Then and as for the audio guy, he normally sits next to me. So during after our setup, now we have to do the dry run ourselves before the client.
Yeah.
So of course I have some video. He'll give me a jack, an audio cable, plug into my laptop. We test it. Then now that's dry run for us as a technical before the clients now give the main content.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do the dry run there. Ananiambia ako sawa, adjust to this volume na adjust. Kama nataka nipunguze napunguza the ones that's suitable for the audio guy.
So mention SDI and the HDMI. What's the difference? It's just the type of cable that's being used now.
The type of cable.
Okay.
Zote zinapatiana feed, but the SDI hiyo zi kwa important for a longer distance.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And the panels, do they have both ports, SDI and HDMI?
No. The panel, they just have ports for power and signal.
Okay, power and signal.
So power them, you have power in, power out.
Okay.
So they loop. You have the main power goes to the in, then that panel will loop to another, then to another.
Okay.
And then signal same flows. Then there will be a Cat5. Now the main signal that goes to the processor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So as far as jobs that you've done ever since you started this whole thing, which one gani stand out sana kwako?
Stand out sana. Unveiling of Nyashiski as the brand ambassador of EABL.
Yes. How did that go?
Man, it was fantastic, man.
As the Johnny Walker?
Yeah, Johnny Walker one. Yeah.
Where was it?
It was at Karen. Yeah. Here at the Hub. Yes.
How did it go? Like, what was the setup looking like?
And it was huge. We had like 100 panels, and it was a sliding screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And what is that best one the most challenging one, or the most challenging one was another one?
That it was the best and also the most challenging one, because we had a huge screen of 120 panels, and that screen had to open so that Nyash come through, then it closes again
without losing the signals on the screen.
Without closing. Now it was a huge screen displaying one content.
Yeah.
Then time for Nyash entrance, it opens. Then both screens shows different content. He enters, and then the screen closes. The screen now is showing the one content again.
Oh, nice. How long did the rehearsal for that take?
The rehearsal.
To get it perfect.
The rehearsal, man, we did it for almost 2 hours. Just to perfect it, man.
Wow. That one entry scene.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So Jafred, as screens are evolving as the times are going, which new tech in screens are you familiar with or heard about that you are excited to work with?
We have seen the launch of 3D screens.
Yeah.
They are not yet in Kenya, but we believe we'll be the first tech company to bring them.
Yes.
And I'm really excited, and I'll be really happy to work with them, and just to see how exciting they can be in a concert.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, manzi.
That would be dope. Especially at night.
At night, manzi, with some great graphics.
Yeah.
Zinaweza weza, man.
Man, thank you very much for coming to Expose Podcast. This was episode 2. We are with Jafred over here. So stay tuned for more. We're going to be having more amazing guests in the podcast, both technical and non-technical. So you don't want to miss that. Lastly, my name is Brian Muok. Once again, make sure you subscribe and
Peace and love.
peace and love.